Sorry guys, my stream seems to keep crashing on me at the moment. Hopefully that's fixed it, I hope. But right, moving on, we were talking about Formula 1 2020. All the streams and videos are on the channel. They'll never get taken off, except the online ones that I took off. But everything else on Formula 1 2020 is on there. Definitely a decent game. It's up to you what you think of racing or Formula 1, but I mean it was a 7 or possibly an 8. Moving on to Battlefield 5, I did the story versions of this, and I did some online stuff of this too. Online, I think I got shown a little bit of rage because I never like dying in games, but it is what it is. You're not expected to win every online game that you play in Battlefield 5. But did enjoy the story stuff. Didn't have anybody to play the Battlefield 5 co-op mode with, but tried it anyway. It was pretty decent. Graphics again look awesome. Gameplay was good. So definitely above 5. Could be better if you actually had a team to go with. If you had a team to go with, probably be a bit better. But still enjoyed it, so no issues there. Moving on, Virtual Fighter 5, another fighting game for the PS4. Probably still had the things from it, or the graphics from it were a bit outdated, but the game itself was pretty decent. Same old, but in the fighting genre, it's Tekken, Street Fighter. Oh, sorry, Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Virtual Fighter. Tekken's always going to be top for me. Moving on, Ninja Gaiden. We had Ninja Gaiden Collection, so Ninja Gaiden 1, Ninja Gaiden 2, Ninja Gaiden 3. Did all of these and enjoyed each one, recapping and reliving the game that I used to play on the PS3. I never played 1 and 2, so thankfully the developers gave me the opportunity to play 1 and 2. But when I got on 3, I remembered how awesome it was on the PS3 and enjoyed it from the start to the finish of it, all the way through. But yeah, definitely love the Ninja Gaiden series. So definitely a 8 on all 3 of them. Moving on to WWE 2K19, we finished this series this year in 2021. We finished the series on part 80. I wanted to get all the way to WrestleMania, but I felt as though nobody was really watching it or enjoying it with me, so I decided to stop after the last pay-per-view, which I can't remember which one that was, but I still, from what I saw on the calendar wise, I still have a long way to go till WrestleMania. I just thought I'll just stop it here at 80 and not continue it to 2022. So that was WWE 2K19. It's still an awesome game, no doubt about it. Just it's wrestling. It hasn't really changed too much, but yeah, it's above 5 out of 10 once again for WWE 2K19. Moving on to MLB The Show Night 20, another year. I haven't got the 2021 version of the MLB The Show, but the MLB The Show 20, we were still continuing the road to the show. It seems as though that version or that mode of baseball take forever to get to the end of that season. I don't know how long a baseball season goes on for, but it seems to be taking really long time to get it or to finish it. But again, I think a lot of people weren't interested in baseball because either they don't understand what they're watching, or it's just one of those games just to relax to, hence why I wasn't really talking much in those streams. But MLB for me, always up there above 6 out of 10. Definitely a fan of the baseball series. It's a little bit different than either playing the football series or the basketball series or any other sports. It's just nice to come away from FIFA and play something other than that. Moving on to what we're on next. Star Wars Battlefront 2. I started playing this in 2020. I came back to it in 2021. Nothing really changed in gameplay, and I think I covered Battlefront 2 in 2020 recap. So check that out for recap of Battlefront 2. Moving on to Devil May Cry 5. This was the add-on, or the full game, not the HD collection. This is the full game of Devil May, and this was the final game in the series. There hasn't been one since Devil May Cry 5. But again, as the stream shows, got into it, did the whole story, did it on normal, I believe, and the stream or the series speaks for itself. Above 6 once again for a Devil May Cry game. Hitman 2 got that thanks to PS Plus. Played a couple of bits of it, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I did. I didn't really enjoy 1, to be honest, and when I moved on to 2, I didn't really enjoy 2 that much. I did parts of it, but I sort of fell out with the game and got a little bit bored of it to the end. I never did finish it, but after a couple of levels, I just lost interest, unfortunately, with Hitman. So yeah, 5 or 6 for Hitman 2. Moving on to Tokyo Olympics 2020. Awesome game, really awesome game. Brought the Tokyo Olympics series, well, not the series, but the kind of that sort of atmosphere into a game, and then you could go and play the events that some of the events, not all of them. Some of the events are chosen events in the game, and play online with. You could make up characters. You had a team. If you were playing football or rugby, you had a team. Choose your characters, call them whichever names you wanted to. Make up your own fantasy team, and then see how you do online or play individually. There was individual sports and there was team sports, but you couldn't play the teams. You could play the team sports with only one other person. So it was 2v2. It wasn't. People were a little bit annoyed at that. They would have liked bigger teams, maybe, but I think they kept it 2v2 for lag issues and server reasons. Maybe there'll be an update one day, but I got a feeling the game that we have for Tokyo Olympics 2020 is the game that will never get updates anymore. But still, awesome game to play. Nothing wrong with Tokyo Olympics. 6, 7 out of 10. Moving on to what we're on next. We're on Tennis World Tour 2. I covered Tennis World Tour 1. Wasn't a big fan of Tennis World Tour 1. Moved on to Tennis World Tour 2, and again the stream speaks for itself. I made a lot of pros and cons about what I thought of the game, so it was like a impressions game stream on that game. So I was gonna say, I shouldn't really say this as a tennis player, but it's a 4 or 3 or a 4. It was okay, but it wasn't great. Could have been a lot better, that game. But like I said, the stream speaks for itself. Moving on to Judgment. Judgment was a game that was available in discount. I didn't know much about it, and I jumped into it going sort of a blind stream, and I really did enjoy that game. I said it in my stream. I put a lot of effort into that. A lot of effort into the stream. I know I didn't speak a lot in that series. of Judgment, but I enjoyed playing it. It was more about the gameplay rather than my voice, but the ending was definitely worth playing. Some people really enjoyed seeing Judgment with me, experiencing it with me too, and I certainly would recommend that. I wouldn't recommend it as Game of the Year. It wasn't the Game of the Year this year, but it was certainly a decent game to play. I would give it a 7 or an 8 out of 10. Moving on, we've just got a couple more games to get through. Ghost of Tsushima DLC had DLC version with another island that you could explore. The story itself wasn't mind-blowing. There was nothing really amazing about the story of the DLC for Ghost of Tsushima, but it was nice to come back to it and have a little bit of add-ons to what you could already do with Ghost of Tsushima. So it didn't add a lot, but what it did add was good for what it allowed you to do. So it was nice to come back and play at least the DLC version of a game that was the Game of the Year for 2020. Moving on to Hot Wheels Unleashed. Was always planning on getting this game. It I think I paid for this one. I thought it came for PS Plus, but it didn't. And it's just, I never had Hot Wheels. I never had Hot Wheels in my childhood. It was always Lego for me, and I explained this in my stream of Hot Wheels when I did have the mic on. I didn't always have the mic on this year, but when I did, I explained about that I never really had Hot Wheels in my childhood, so I used the game as to recreate and relive what Hot Wheels was like and how big it was back then. I didn't finish the gave us, but I'd done as much as I could have done on it before it got. I definitely enjoyed doing Hot Wheels. Moving on to PGA Tour 2K21. This is a golf game. Again, PS4. Again, enjoyed doing this game. Again, focused mainly on relax and casual gaming while smacking a golf ball to a flag and trying to see what the lowest score you can get. That's basically golf right there. But enjoyed doing this. Really enjoyed doing PGA Tour 2K21. I didn't finish it. The season or career that I was doing, just did so many bits and then kind of lost interest and just cut it off. And what I have up there, I'll keep up there for those golf fans who like that game. Moving on, just a couple more guys. What we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 more, and then this will be the end of this stream. So we got Dead by Daylight. I did some Dead by Daylight this year with Amanda. We played some of the maps that she likes, and I think in that stream I just ran around a lot. Just ran around a lot trying to get away from the killer, and sometimes most of the time the killer would get me. I'd be hooked, and Amanda would come save me, and then I'd get hooked again, and would come save me, and then I'd get hooked once more, and then I'd die. And that was that. I think I raged a lot of that because I was annoyed that the killer kept coming after me. But yeah, PGA, by the way, has a rating of 6. Again, all sports games around about 6, 7 possibly. Dead by Daylight, not 3 or 4 for me. For Amanda, it's up there to 9 or 10, but 3 or 4 for me. It's samey type game. Moving on to Riders Republic. I was planning on getting really that hyped about. So even though the beta version showed great gameplay, the actual finished version not as much. But yeah, 4, 5 for the Riders Republic. And then we had the Doom series. I again, like Duke Nukem one day, and I went, I wonder what Doom's like, and I thought, you know what, just get it. Got Doom 1, 2 and 3, the classic versions, and then I also got the modern version of Doom. So I played the Doom 1 series and finished it. Did the Doom 2 and didn't finish it because it was very difficult to play Doom 2. Big step up from Doom 1. And then Doom 3, I didn't finish Doom 3 either because that was very difficult as the levels went on. So for retroness and nostalgism, Doom 2 and Doom 3 all get a 6 or a 7 for all three of them. And then Doom Modern, I stopped doing Doom because I've got to a point where I can't continue, and again, that's a 6, maybe a 5 or a 6 for Doom Modern. So yeah, that is my list of 2021, guys. That's the games I've put up throughout this year. As far as next year goes, I plan to start off the year with PS1. That's the plan. I don't know how I'm going to go about it yet. I like to think that now that I've got my internet sort of sorted, I'd like to think that I could do PS1 streams and start the year off with a retro gaming. Then I've got some PS4 stuff I want to do, which is there's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game coming out that I wouldn't mind getting a hold of. And also, I haven't seen any other games as of yet, but that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one is a must. Because who doesn't like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Eh? But yeah, as far as I know, 2022 is going to start off with PS1 games. As you know, I like my retro stuff. And seeing as I've already done all my PS2 games that I've got and my Nintendo 64 games that I've got, I've wanted to do PS1 games, and hopefully if I get all the wires correct and everything, that I can stream those up on the setup that I have. That would be awesome if that is how I could start 2022 off, and then start doing more PS4 games and things. See what 2022 brings. But thank you for listening to me, guys. I'm sorry that the stream kind of cut out. I didn't mean it to, but I think I've got it sorted for right now. So thank you for joining me, guys, and I'll see you in